Alright, so this is going to be a little sneak peek at the LL53 wide load and the new excavator. So this is what I'm going to use to transport the excavator to the mines. So let's go ahead and get the pinnacle started. And we'll hook up to the LL53 wide load and we'll drag it out here onto the runway, and then we'll use that to load up the excavator. Alright, so let's set the brakes here. I'm just going to no clip over back over here. We'll bring in the wide load. Alright, and so let's go hook to the wide load here. So let's get it configured first. We just need to raise the gooseneck up high enough. Just go all the way up to the max height, and then that's high enough to connect to the pinnacle. Let's go ahead and we'll put this in high gear reverse, which is faster. And I'll just drag this out so I can grab the excavator. Alright, so that's connected. Let's jump out and hook up the light cord. Now lower the gooseneck. That raises the trailer. Alright, so that's up and level. Let's go ahead and go forwards here. We need to shut off the trailer brakes, or else we'll drag the brakes. So, there's a T-TIS trailer, so it works with the T-TIS system. Alright, so this has, I have another version that doesn't have these extendable wings on it. This makes it wider so that it can operate on, it can haul wider vehicles. So as you can see, it says wide load in the back, so this one says wide load because it has the wings on it. So we're going to go ahead and find the spot we want this. So right about here is good. I'm going to straighten out a little bit. I want to straighten that gooseneck so the gooseneck is straight. Right there is good. All right, let's go ahead and set the brakes. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to lower down the trailer, which is actually raising the gooseneck. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is I want to lower the foot. You'll see a foot comes down here, and that foot goes in between the two ramps on the tractor. Then I'm going to go ahead and release, and then I want to raise the, I'm going to keep lowering that foot, as you can see, and the foot is all the way up. So that foot sits between the two ramps on the tractor, and that keeps that straight. Otherwise, it would flop back and forth. That's how they actually do it IRL, and you wouldn't be able to realign. So we're going to go ahead and pull forward. Alright, and we'll set the brake. And let's go ahead and grab the excavator. And I think I'm going to add a quick little feature. We'll do a test on the excavator. See if we can get that far. So here's the excavator. And I'm going to add a little extra thing on here. So right about there, that's our center of gravity. See, do I have something there? Let me just double check, make sure I don't have any microcontrollers. I do not. So right, where's the center of gravity? Right about there. I'm going to just take a hard point and stick it on here. Alright, so that's our hard point on there. Let's go ahead and spawn that in. Alright, so we have the PAT 354T. And let's go ahead and we'll raise our boom up. Oh, I need to turn the power on. That would help. And something's up with my screen there. I don't know what that's about, but we'll deal with it later. Alright, so I'll enable the tracks. Let's get going. Alright, so this will beep when it's over about 5 miles an hour. We get a beep on this one. So I want to load this with the arm facing rearwards on the trailer. So because it's a T-TIS trailer, it operates realistically with having the brakes on the trailer will be default on unless you're supplying air to them. So without the tractor connected and the brakes supplied, The brakes are on the trailer. This allows us to load things because the brakes are on. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able to load up. So I'm going to go ahead and just go in first person here, and we will start to try to align this so that I can get on. Alright, so just kind of watching it. So I'm going to use my left track here, and I kind of want to aim for the gap. Let's back up just a hair here. Okay. Here we go. Let's go forward. And just gently, a little bit more responsive than I would like. Need to probably slow down the track movement here. Alright, we are on. Let's tap the brakes. Alright, brakes are on. Let's go ahead and we will disable tracks. That will allow me to move my segments. So I'm going to move the stick in. I'm going to go ahead and move my implement all the way up. And I'll drop the boom down. And so we'll just gently get that, just gently touching the back deck there. Alright, let's go ahead and shut down. Alright, and so I'm going to hook my ropes up. And so in real life you'd cross-connect. In game, the game doesn't like cross-connecting ropes. It likes to flip out. So sometimes you can do it, sometimes you can't. So I'm just going to hook those. I'm going to hook all 4. So we'll grab these here. And we'll hook these up to the back, or to the front of, it's actually the back of the excavator, the front of the trailer, the back of the excavator. Alright, so let's go ahead and I'm going to do port winch in and starboard winch in. That's pulling that together. Let's do the same on this. Alright, so those are nice and tight. That should hold us in place. A little bit, see how it's wiggling? If it's wiggling, you want to loosen it up a little bit. Kind of get that to stop wiggling. Just put a little slack in there. And we'll go ahead and we'll reconnect. So I'm going to lower the gooseneck down just a hair. I'm lowering actually lower the foot is what I want to raise the foot. So raising the foot, as you can see, we'll drop it down a hair. So let's back in. I'll do it in third person. I'm going to go slow reverse. I want to make sure I align this properly. So if that foot wasn't between the 2 ramps, you would not be able to align this. It would wiggle waggle. And so this allows me to kind of back it into place. So as you see, it is a little off the side. That will actually, does that IRL. You have to kind of back it in and turn it just a hair. Okay, so we're going to get this close. That's nice and close right there. I'm going to set my brakes on the tractor. And I want to make sure I'm not too far off because if the trailer tries to jump and connect, that's when you can have some issues. So it's pretty close. Let's go ahead and we want to raise the foot some more. And we're going to get it all the way down there where it's close. And you see how so I also want to, let's check this. I want to get see the goosenecks now right on the money. Let's go ahead and connect it. Yeah, just trying to get this to connect here. Let's kind of watch it. It needs to be right on the money to connect here. So we should be close. Let me just read it. Launch falls. All right, let me, I'm just going to kind of shake it forward a little bit, see if I can't get it to attach. Let's see why we're not attaching here. And so that connector is set, release, false. There we go. Okay, good. Now we're connected. So we have all 3 of them connected. We're all set. All right, so we want to raise this foot all the way up. The foot is raised. And we can set the height of our trailer. So we want a level deck. So if we look at the 5th wheel, see how this part here is level? That's what we want. As you can see, we have a nice level deck. The next kind of issue you want to do is, like, say you're going to go over a kind of a hill, you can change the gooseneck. So you can get out and you can raise it. This will give you more ground clearance if you're going to go over bumps. Ideally, you want it at level. So we're going to go level, and there might be a couple spots where we need to raise it. But as you can see, what I'm going to do here is I have my ropes are a little bit slack right now. I'm going to bring them in just a bit. I don't want too much pressure on them. I just want to take the slack out. You don't want it bouncing around. That's just going to cause glitching. All right, so we're pretty good there. One thing you can even do to kind of hold it a little bit better if you need to is raise up the wings just a hair. And now it's like a bowl. It doesn't want to let the excavator come out. All right, so let's go ahead and let's drive over to Spy Cakes. So I'm going to release the trailer brakes, and we'll get going here. Let's take a little pick while we're at it. There we go. Yeah, I'll do another one. Okay, so let's get moving. And so this is going to be what I'm using to transpo some of my stuff for the new expansion. Yeah, so we're kind of going over rough terrain. We don't really have any suspension on this trailer, so that's one reason it's dancing for us. And so part of that, I think, is phantom physics is, I think I have the ropes too tight. So, tight ropes probably keeping this, that's probably why it's dancing. So, if I loosen up the ropes, I think we'd be a little bit better. Let me go ahead and I'm just going to loosen the ropes just a hair so that we don't get any undesired effects. As you can see, that's most likely it's the ropes are too tight. Oh, I want out. Now let's try to do... There we go. It's still rocking and rolling a little bit. Let's loosen it up a hair. Okay. That's kind of phantom forces doing that. All right, let's get there. All right, so we're on our way here. All right, so we're going to go over to Spy Cakes and see if we can't get this. Wonder if the brakes are on. I may have broken a connection for the brakes. Oh, I did. I broke the connection, so the brakes are on the trailer. That's what's happening. I changed the hard points, and so I don't think I passed the information through. So that's what it is. Those brakes are on, so that's not a big deal. As you can see, tractor has no problem pulling this even with the brakes on. I would guarantee the brakes on. So as you can see, we're going to watch our clearance. I made this about a block higher than it would be IRL. That way, it does the clearance. Yeah, the brakes are definitely on, so I'm just dragging the tires. So that was just oversight by my part. I changed the connectors from regular connectors to hardpoint connectors, and that makes it so that I just need to remember to pass the composite signal through. And so as you can see, we're coming up to a little bit of a hill here, and so this is when, if you were going to bottom out, so if you're going to ground out, that's when you hit the bottom of your trailer on the ground. Right here is where we ground out. So what I want to do is I'm going to go over this hill a little bit, and I'll kind of show you. So I'm going to downshift them in too high of a gear. All right, so right here is where we're going to ground out. Okay, so as you can see, we actually did ground out. So I'm going to set the brake, and what we do if we ground out, again, this is not really, you know, off-roading. This is the type of stuff you have to worry about. So as you can see, I'm grounding out. So what I want to do is I want to lower my gooseneck, which raises my trailer. And as you can see, now we have plenty of ground clearance. So if you wanted to, if you knew you were going to go over kind of slopey terrain on the way there, you can kind of set that before you leave. And as you can see, it goes right over it, no problem. So that's one way you can do this is set that up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this right next to the dock. And I'm going to load this on, or attempt to load it on Triton. And so the point of this is going to be, hopefully, we can get this on Triton and be able to utilize it in the new area. So it's not all that heavy. It's about 5,000 weight, which is about 2 containers. This crane can handle 2 containers. Ship can handle it fine. We don't need to get all that close. The crane has a very long reach. I have to be careful of these light poles. I can reach to just past the light pole, so we should be all right. I'm going to hit my door on that light pole. Okay, I'm kind of a little wary of just banging off of this, so I'm going to kind of try to knuckle in right here. Keep going here. Okay, right about... The brakes are on, like I said, so I'm going to higher gear, so I need to kind of drop it down. Okay, good. I don't want to fall off, so there we go. That's all set. Hopefully I can spawn this. Hopefully I'm not too close. If so, I have to back up. Backing up with brakes is tough. See, that's too close. Back it up, and I'll launch Triton. Hopefully I can back it up. Sometimes if the brake... Let me just double-check the brakes. The brakes I bet are on. Yep, see, brakes true. So I've been pulling this with 4 yeah, we have actually 8 brakes on. And these are XML gripped tires, so this is a lot of grip, but this tractor is very powerful. Yeah, it's not going to like backing up. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's harder to push a trailer backwards like this with the brakes on. Like, I can drag a trailer because what it does is it picks it up and it tries to skip it. If you back up a trailer, it's trying to push it into the ground. So you're actually giving yourself more and more and more and more and more traction the whole time. See, like, I can pull that because it's like dragging. Think of it as you have a piece of paper with a weight on it. And you grab the end of the paper and the weight's on the end of the paper and you pull the paper, you'll drag the weight with you. Now try to... Paper's not the best notion because, let's say a stick. You take a ruler and you put the... Let's say you take a ruler and you put a weight on the end of the ruler, and then you try to pull it. You can pull it, but as you push it, it's pushing that ruler into the ground. It's acting like a big brake. All right, so let's. Oh, we actually recalled the trailer. That actually works in our favor. All right, let's go ahead and let's try to load this on. So we're gonna go ahead and start her up. Raise our arm. Let's switch over to track mode. And let's, brake is off, brake was on. Let's go ahead and go forward. All right, and so I'm gonna get where the crane can grab me. So brake's on. That should have no problem getting me. So let's go ahead and try to grab it with the crane. I'm just gonna kind of teleport down here, or fly down here so that I can get the ship set up to have electricity. As you can see, those are the engines that are actually in the excavator. So we'll do the starboard, the port battery bank rather. Okay, so now we're powered up. I can go ahead and run the crane now. Crane has power. All right, so this is the tool we need. Using a hard point is not necessarily the most. It has a little bit of play. And so some of these things you want some play. That's when you get into physics problems, is when you don't have enough play. Like things, you get 2 immovable objects, that's when you're going to have problems. So I'll be taking a bunch of screenshots. I like to do teasers. Alright, so that trailer worked really well. The brakes were on. That was my only issue. I was afraid it was going to have a little bit of a behavior problem, but it was the brakes causing me issues. Alright, let me check something. Somebody noticed my physics was... I accidentally clicked... instead of save, I did reset, and I moved my physics down to automatic. So, where's wildlife enabled, fish spawn rate? Let's just shut the fish off for now. Alright, save that instead of hitting that, and let's, okay, so this will make the crane operate better, is having it in high. All right, so we should have plenty of reach to grab this. We'll kind of go in third person so you can see. So this is heavy, but it's not insane. It has a lot of weight blocks, but it has a really good center of gravity. Nice and centralized. It's only 5,000 weight, which is 2 containers, so don't know why my crane is... Could be that it's still running on the lower physics setting. I bet that's what it is. It might still be in the lower physics setting. Might need a reboot to actually do it. Alright, so yeah, we have plenty of reach to get this on, and the closer it is, actually the easier, I think. I put the connector on there sideways. I'm going to look before I screw it up. Connector's on there sideways. That's good. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to shut vehicle damage off just because, yep, it's off. Just doing that so that I don't get any accidental damage that I don't want. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push the 2 bow and stern thrusters in. That's going to get us up against the dock here. It was the little physics issue there was causing me to not be able to... It was pushing us off of the dock, so I want to stay on dock. Alright, so the thrusters are pushing us in, as you can see, and so that's going to get me closer, so kind of feel my way around here with the crane. Okay, I'm behind it, so I should be very close. I'm very close to where I need to be here, so should be connecting pretty soon here. Again, the entire ship is moving, so I'm kind of fishing for it right now, just looking where it should be. I should be very close. Okay, let me look for it. Oh yeah, I'm real close, so up and in. It needs to be right on the money or it's not going to connect, so I kind of have to cheat and look. At some point I'll put a camera on the actual the last implement there. There we go. Okay, so I'm connected. So using the hard point's nice because it has some leeway. You might see it. See how it opens up a gap? That is fine. Opening up a gap is actually what keeps it from misbehaving. So let's get a little pic of this. So taking some pics here. Alright, so we have the excavator. Let's go ahead and I'm going to try to load this on. So I'm kind of just checking orientation. It can't really sit. I can move the what do you call it? The arm of the actual excavator. I just can't have that arm. Maybe if I put it in diagonally. Let's put it in diagonally. I can't go up any higher on the boom. So I need to get this clear of the dock. There we go. So I'm clear of the dock now. Let's go ahead and take a pic here. Again, lots of pics. I like to put them on so people can see them. Alright, so this is going to go turn this sideways here. It actually doesn't matter because I can turn the whole cab 180, so that's what I'll do. I'll get the tracks to sit flat. Let's come in. That will actually be better. So let's go ahead and let's put this down. I need to get this where it... I need to still be able to stow my crane. So where my crane goes, I want that low section. So I'm kind of watching. I need to set this up so I can stow the crane while I'm in transit. So there we go, probably about there. There we go. Right about there is probably good, so that this I need the crane to be able to stow. All right, good. So let's go ahead. Where's my detach? One of these detaches it, I think. Maybe not. I need to fix that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put some up pressure on there. I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to manually detach it. So bingo, and that will detach. All right, good. So let's stow the crane, and you know, that's an excavator loaded in on Triton. So That's gonna be great for the new world. I don't want to spawn down there. I want to head down there. It'd be a good adventure. So let's go ahead and lower this down. Alrighty, so this is coming along well. Just checking on my storage. So right there, I might have a little bit of issue. I can get in the excavator and move it back. See that, like the low saddle of the excavator? I want to try to put that so that I can stow my crane. I might be alright. Might be low enough to stow the... Nope, it's a little bit crushing it, so that's fine. I can actually move it on the deck, which is what I'll do. Ha! Jump, jump. Come on, dude. Oh, he can't. The door is open on the crane, so he can't jump. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in here. And see if I can't go forward just a hair. Crane's bouncing off the top here. Okay, I'm just kind of bouncing it off the railing here. And then, bingo. Alright, let's try this. So see, no, actually, I'm sorry, it needs to go backwards. That's actually better, right? Going backwards. Let's go ahead and take the brake off. We'll go in reverse here. And I'll hit the brake right now. And I'll go forward just a hair. Come on, forward, 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 forward. And brake. Brake off, forward, forward, forward. Brake. Forward, forward, forward. Brake. Okay. See if I can't get it in. The crane should be able to push it in. Crane is pretty strong, so it should be able to get it in there, no problem. And we're just going to stow our crane. So I'm just going to check all the segments, make sure the stick of the crane is all the way up. It is. And then I want to press 4. 4 does the disconnect for the crane. And I'll push it forward just a hair with the crane. And then once the crane gets within range of the... just going to kind of push it with the crane, and then once the crane gets within those, it should grab. So, there we go. And the crane's locked in. So that is an excavator on Triton. And you can see only one stack's blowing. That's because the that's the only harbor generator I have turned on, is the port harbor generator. So nice little bit of work here. So that's us loaded on. There we go. All right. So that was just a little demonstration video of loading the new excavator onto Triton. So it's kind of a sneak peek of what's going to go on in the Career Build series. Is we'll be able to load this on. We'll be able to head down there with this, and you know, we should be able to go do some adventures with this. So the load loader is working well. It just needs to. I just need to fix the brakes on it. The excavator is working excellent. Needs a couple things, and you know, fix all those things. We'll be all set. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.